Yeah. Hi everyone. So I hope you can hear me properly.
Yes,
Just
sir.
let me
We
know.
can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the wall album. Yeah. So let's just start. I will share my screen. Hope
Perfect, sir. Yes.
everybody can. Yeah. Thank you once again. So let's start the presentation and what we are covering today. As you can see, the topic also it's about the Azure networking. Some are maybe are expertise in this, working on a daily basis. But if we think as a beginner level, what will be your concept? What comes? How we are doing the networking? It is different from the computer networks or the same in cloud which we are using. So let's start with that. Uh, so this side Mukesh Kumar Rao. Once again, welcome all. I hope all are doing well. Currently, I'm doing as a security analyst position at iNeuro. Apart from that, I'm also part of Azure developer community, where I am giving some webinars and workshop about the Azure platform. So let's move on. Okay, so what we are covering today will be the part of Azure networking. It's all about networking, how the things is work, what are the features are available on Azure platform. Mainly, it is divided into four parts. So I just categorize in this way, like the connectivity services which we are using for the communication from one cloud to another cloud, from on-premise server to the cloud platform, that we are covering. Application delivery services, we have, which we are more focusing on the DevOps part, where we are using these networking features in the background. It is very important because in the pipeline or CI/EDI process, networking is most important because the codes which we are pulling or pushing in the Git another platform, that will be working properly or not. So the connectivity is more important. Then we have the protection services, because everything is matter is all about monitoring and security part. So all four combining, we have lots of features are available in Azure networking. So before starting with that part, just simply say, is there is a one difference we have, the normal computer networks which we are learning about OSI and TCP layer, and then we jump to the cloud platform. So there is something difference we have in the cloud networking or the main computer part. Simply say it is not any differences there. Only the portal you can say, or dashboard or platform is changed from one process to the another process. That is the same thing. As a common, if you say we are transferring data from one system to another system, that's what we call as computer network. Or it can be from laptop to system, mobile to mobile, any other devices, even IoT devices also. That's use the computer networking. So internet is what we can say is a backbone. We have computer networks. Okay, so this is all about we have as a glance, we can say, Azure networking area, where you can see different features is available in the picture. You can see lots of names are there that we will discuss in the upcoming part. There you can see infrastructure part, Azure data center, how we are connected with public network. Then we have VPN, one side is there, firewall is there, virtual application networks are there, load balancer is there, DNS and CDN services are there, and DDoS protection. This is all different features are available in Azure that Microsoft is providing to just reduce the workload of organization. They can communicate properly, and they can migrate data from one platform to another platform, share informations. That's how feasible Azure is providing us. So this is all about in depth. I have created a mind map. There you can see every services which we have available in Azure networking, from the application which we are doing from infrastructure point of view, to the particular software as a service part. Development is also there which we are using. So these are the different uh, features are available, or you can say services we have in cloud platform. which we are using. So you can just go with the virtual networks we are using to communicate with virtual machines. Load balancers are there to handling the traffic between virtual machines and the traffic which is coming from application portal. DDoS protection to protect from cyber attack, that kind of thing. Firewall we are using, which is we use for the internal communication part to secure the virtual resources, and other different Azure resources are there. Firewall manager to manage that thing. Bayesian we use to connect virtual machine to our local or end users. Private link we use for the private communications. Traffic manager is there. Network watcher is for the monitoring purpose we are using. Then we have function manager, that is actually coming into the new technology which we call 5G and SD-WAN, more oftenly used for the data center part, for the higher organization level, not as a individual persons we are not using that much. Same with is connected with the Azure CDN and private 5G core also. So that is we have. Then we have express route is there, VPN and WAN is there for the public connectivity. Whatever the things which we are hosted or providing through product or software based as a service, so that will be go through this particular communication channel only. Okay, coming to the platform base, so we have web application firewall, application gateway, DNS to host any application that will be redirect to the public network or public site, or maybe a mobile application. So this is how very versatile Microsoft is providing network services. So moving further, one question comes: why we learn, or why should we know what is actual background is all about, where we are using a cloud platform. Sometimes as a beginner, if I coming, so the question comes where we are using cloud. Somebody says that we are using data stored just like in a Google Drive, which is free 15 GB we are getting. So that is a database as a service we are getting on cloud platform, where we are just storing our personal data, some documents, some files. But this is not only a storage part. Cloud is very versatile area where we're doing lots of things. Taking any technology name that is connected with the cloud. Machine learning, we are doing AI, we are working on cloud. We have IoT, we have blockchain, and the applications which is heavily we use, that is also operated from cloud platform. So I just taken one case study here. This is related to the Olympics. I think everybody knows that is international sport game where every country is come to play with different kind of range of games. So NBC Sport is a media streaming company which has collaborated with the Microsoft Azure to stream their data. From there you can get it. These are the some highlighted terms I have given, like they have stream 4500 hours content, which is full HD non-stop for 70 days. It is Olympic Rio that is happened in 2016. So you can see 3.3 billion minute stream is done, which is non-stop, no glitches there, nothing, and it is in full HD. So that is a world record that is created by collaboration with NBC Sport and Azure. So that much big data is continuous streaming and that thing. So if want to know more, I have given the link also, and this is a case study you can go through or check on the official site of Microsoft. There you can check out that how they have doing, and they got the contract for till 2032 for the next upcoming Olympics also. They are streaming in the part. So these are the some highlighted points you can see here, like what they have done. So these are the thing is that get. So comparing with the 2012, and it is coming more because due to the COVID-19 also, the Olympic is also stream online only. So lots of people are interested and watching things on mobile platform and tablet platform instead of going to the TV. So the whole platform of TV generation is also changing. So when it comes to the live streaming of any sport, not only in the Olympics, if we say, there should be a very strong communication channel is required. Even 20-second or 60-second communication is gap, so lots of users will be lost from that particular streaming provider. Simply, if we take example of in India, we have Hotstar is available. When we see IPL season, that is Indian Premier League for the cricket. So at the time of watching the stream through mobile, you can see how many viewers are watching at the same time. So that much strong infrastructure is used by the Hotstar. So that thing is also provided by the Azure. That much they have created, and now we have lots of different case studies are also available. Later, if anybody want to visit to actually see what are the things they are doing in real time to the customer, and how we are getting this thing. We can take example of simply a Netflix. It is also a big brand for the OTT platform, but they are also using the cloud to stream their content, which is in high definition quality. So that much data when we are streaming, we require a high computing power with high computing networking performance. So that is provided by the Azure. Okay, that's how Azure is coming into the marketing lead in the networking part, as well as in different services also. That is the one study I have taken. Let's come with the some of the famous services which Azure is providing in terms of networking part. So the first is the Azure Virtual Network. That is in a very simple. You can see the architecture when we are connecting with multiple virtual machines or resources. So there it is connected with different resources, and we get a gateway. From there we can connect to a private server or on-premise platform, or we can connect to our local system. We require Azure Bastion, that we will also discuss further. So this is the whole architecture, how a virtual machine when we host on Azure platform, how it is connected with subnet and getting the resource to that part. So if it is a Windows platform, we can connect with the RDP connection, that is remote desktop connection. While if it is a Unix based or Linux based operating systems, so there we are connecting with the SSH protocol, or else we can use Azure Bastion. That is the same thing. In the background is using the same protocol as the communication. Okay. The second is the express route. This is generally we are using, but we can say we are not directly using the Azure portal. We are using as a software as a service, because Microsoft is providing the Office 365, Dynamic 365, and the public service which are connected. Simply, if we say you are using Google Office suite, so the Office sheet is there, calendar is there. These are the cloud services which is provided by the Google. Same thing Microsoft is also providing with the Office 365. It is a Excel sheet, Word we have, PowerPoint we are using. Dynamic 365 is mainly used by the organizations like a CRM or ERP platform. CRM is a basically a customer relation management system. It's a big application we are using to manage the workload task which is provided in the organization. That thing we are managing. So through that we are getting the access. So somebody is still not using the cloud platform, but they are using the cloud platform, not directly but in indirect way. So that is also the connectivity is done by the express route service. Okay, moving with the second, which is very famous, everybody knows, that is the VPN gateway services, which we provide to any customer, to any client, when we are showing some information, or also when we need to connect our physical service or infrastructure to the cloud platform. Generally we use to migrate database, to access database services or applications we are hosted on cloud platform, but the backend is connected by the Azure. Even the governments also using Azure services, not in India but in different countries, to secure their data. Not the full data they are using, because they have the other policies and compliances we have to follow by the government point of view, but they are using the cloud services to enhance their performance of their internal database and workload that they are providing through any application and that thing. So when they need to connect, they are connecting with the VPN. We have different type of VPNs are available: site to site VPN, on-premise VPN or on-site VPNs are available that you can check out it with different security protocols that is used on Azure portal. Moving with further part, so there we have the virtual WAN service. This is just like a WAN is virtually we use for the wide area network, which is some simple, we can say www in a simple way. But how this is integrated into the Azure portal or cloud portal, that is nothing, it is just a virtual WAN, we can say. In which what happened, taking a simple example, simple, we take example of Microsoft part. you know they have multiple centers are available, correct, in India, in UK, US, London, Japan. So how they are interconnected with each other with the help of virtual WAN. Let's suppose some of my resources are I am hosting on US, and some of the resources I'm hosting on UK. Still, we are in the same network, but the resources aren't in two different geolocations. So when we need to connect with that resource, and then we need to provide that service to the public portal, so that connectivity we can say as a virtual WAN service, where we have VPN is also integrated, express route is also integrated, that thing is there. Or even if you want to take more example to understand more, basically take a simple example of banking applications we are using nowadays. Banking applications is something like that. They have private cloud to store their data, to store all the users credentials and account information in the backend. But their applications which are running on the web portal or mobile application, that are running on the public cloud platform. So that is a combination of hybrid cloud architecture. In that we are integrating with the virtual WAN service, because at the end whatever the things which we are visiting to check out our credits and debit information, we need to check our passbook, we need to check all the credit bills, so that will be stored in some database. So that is on premise database. Like banking servers are not favorite to store their data on public cloud. They move to the private cloud. Still it is managed by the Microsoft and other cloud service provider, but that's how the scenario is work. So that is a concept we have. It is a mixture of two three different services at a one place. So that's how the virtual WAN services was working and provided by the Microsoft. Now moving further, so this is what we actually use as a beginner first time when we are creating any virtual machine. So there is an option comes how we can connect. The first thing that we can connect with the RDP, uh, and the second is SSH. So SSH is the base service, which is we call as Bayesian as a port. That is a fast connectivity and secure approach that is giving on the Azure portal. So that's how we can connect to our local system, and it is running on SSL. So whatever the communication and the data we are transferring from local system to the cloud platform, it is working on a secure channel platform base. So that is what we call as Azure Bastion service. Okay, so coming to the DDoS platform, it is very important service in terms of every field, not only into the infrastructure or private cloud or public cloud, in any terms, because it is securing all your resources which are hosted, which are used on Azure portal from cyber attack. Of course, we have firewalls is also available, but what actually the DDoS is protected to whatever the things we are giving as a software as a service or we are using, so that service could not go down, because if it is goes down, of course it will impact directly to the business profit, correct. So that's why we use Azure DDoS. That will help you to check out the balance of the traffic, check out the filtration about the IP addresses and communication, so that if there is any chance of DDoS or DOS attack even, so that will be blocked by the Azure portal. So that much we can use, and it is auto tuning, that is as per the traffic which is coming from any specific IP range, so that can be blocked. At the same time, there are some certain rules we have to follow, that is available in the Azure DDoS service, and it is very smartly working. so we don't have to be worried about it at a general approach way. So that's the service we have available about Azure DDoS. Now coming to the next security level we have, that is we call as Azure Firewall. So Azure Firewall, how it is working. If you take example of Microsoft Windows Firewall, which we use our own Windows laptops, correct? So what it actually do, it will just monitor all the inbound and outbound traffic, correct, to check that how the communication is going on, which application is using which kind of communication on which portal and through which IP address. If we want to block any communication, we can block it. There is a settings are available in my Windows portal that you can just search. You can just search with the advanced Windows firewall, you will get all the list. And if I showcase it on my system, let me showcase. So if you go with advanced firewall, there you can get it. Windows Defender firewall with advanced security. So when you open, it is your own system. The same way in the cloud is also working in that part. There you can see the inbound rules and the outbound rules. So when we talk about inbound rules, that is going from inside to the outside, and outbound rule it is which is coming from outside to the inside portal. So that's how the communication it is filtering. It is not protecting the viruses ransomware. No, that is done by the different service of Azure we have. It is just filtering the traffic which is communicating with the internet. So the main default gateway, it can be if we talk about our local home, so if we are using hotspot, mobile hotspot, or the home router, so that will be the main default gateway from where the traffic it is coming and outgoing, that is filtered by the firewall. And in the same way, also in cloud, Azure firewall is working. So if here you can see the threat intel, that is communication is if it is a legitimate IP address or the customer which is coming to the cloud platform, so it will be filtered. So that is we call as a blacklisting or whitelisting of a IP address, to filter out if anything is going malicious, anything is trying to do any kind of attack. So that will be detected by the Azure firewall, and then it will be automatically blocked. So that's how this thing is work to protect our virtual resources on Azure portal. Or simply we can say if we are using virtual machines, so that will be secured by Azure firewall. So there we create lots of policies one by one. That depends like how kind which kind of architecture or topology or which kind of business doing on the Azure portal. According to that, it is work. And then we have the for the application based, so we have Azure web application that is generally used by the platform as a service, mainly for the developers who are hosting mobile applications, web applications, or any software on cloud portal. So to communicate, to provide a public service or to provide a private communication channels, so there we use Azure web application firewall. Or even if you are hosting any CRM or ERP applications on cloud, or any edutech portal is there, OTT portal is there, or any streaming website we are hosting to grab the data. So there we use applications based firewall, which is actually protecting from different kind of attacks. Here you can see we have the SQLi, that is SQL injection attack, and access is the cross-site scripting attack is there. So that's how a web application is used. Here also we are creating the policies and patterns. If somebody is trying to do perform SQLi injection or something like that, so they need to be filtered before it is coming into the Azure cloud region or the portal part. So that's how web application firewall is working, and it is a part of network because everything which is monitor, it is just filtered through packets. If you have have the knowledge about the OSI layer, so there we use networking, transport, and data link. So that is will be filtered in the firewall, and at application layer we are using the Azure web application firewall to filter it. Because in application layer we have lots of protocols are working like HTTP, HTTPS, SSL, TLS is there. With our transport layer we have FTP, SSH is there, and different other protocols uh, working on that particular layer. So that should be valid, that should be filtered before it enter into the Azure infrastructure, because anything is happen, so our data can be lost, our infrastructure can be compromised, and lots of business loss will be there. So that's how web application firewall is working. Now we have lots of more different other resources are also there. So what I have done, I have given the link. There you can go and check out further more information about different other application. These are the some very common which we are using on any kind of scenario or topology you are creating, any kind of business perspective. Okay, so that I have included. Now moving with a small practical demo, because all is all, we have to go with this practical demo is. So this is the architecture I have created. It is a very simple. The thing is that whenever we getting a cloud access, we have a one default VPC, what we call as a virtual private cloud or virtual cloud. In that we are creating the virtual machines. Now to communicate with the virtual machines, we require channel. So if we are using Azure firewall or gateway to communicate from Azure portal to the local host or end client. So that's the thing we have available. So let's move to the portal, and there we can check out it how to use. So this is the dashboard I have opened already, and first time when you are opening it look like in this way. There you can see some of the you know predefined and lots of use based services are available, and there is a one quick start center is also available for the beginners who are first time using Azure network service or any other first time learning their networking part. So there you can check out, and there you will get all the quick start is just small tutorials that they can learn at a first time. Okay, and for the experience they know how to use that port this portal. So there you can go, you can directly create a resource from here also if you know the service name. If you don't know the service name, you can go this portal. There you can click on this all resources we have, which is you are using currently or already you have created something. But if you want to go this particular portal, all services, so there you will get all the list of services which are available on Azure cloud. Now there you can click on this particular part about the networking. So there you will get all the list of the Azure networking services. We have different services are also available which are inter connected as per the work or task that we have to perform or the deployment we have to do. But this is how specifically different things is connected. There we have seen about the web application security groups are there, load balancers are there, virtual networks are available. Okay, so these are the things are available that we can go with. If you go to this virtual network, let's see. So here you can see this is the by default some uh you know networkings are already created in different regions, that is geolocations, according to that, like some testing purpose, like I'm using some other projects. So there we have created some different networks part. Okay, we can create our own also that we require to do. Here you can see this quick start demo. So if somebody is starting their career into the cloud platform on Azure, so they can check out with this tutorial. It's a small tutorials are available that you can set up and use it. Going with the there, so there what we're gonna do, we will go to main virtual machine, and there we will create a specific one simple any Linux machine over the we have. So there you can go simply creating a one virtual machine which will be the part of virtual network. Okay, so if you see the diagram here, you can see I have shown a one Linux machine or one Windows machine. So this machine is in under the virtual network part, that is we can call say as a simple Azure virtual network or VMnet. That is a by default name we use, virtual network or virtual machine network. Correct. So here you will get the subscription like what whichever using. If it is a free subscription, they will get a limited resources, and if it is a corporate or some subscription you have buy, so you will get this name. Now here you can create a resource, or already if you have all options, so we can go, or else we can just create a new resource part. So there we can take a like Azure Networking. I'm just creating a one new resource. And then what is the machine name? That is, what virtual machine we are creating, so that name. So let's go with the new virtual machine for us. It will be related to Azure networking. So A and I am just taking as a reference, and then you can create the reason, which reason you want to deploy. So let's go with the by default. Right now we are in the US East location. Availability zone is there, and the location is there. Then we have the security type. You want to go with the standard, or we have the trusted also, and we have one more confidential virtual machines, but that is for the different subscription if we have that way. So I'm taking the simple by default as a Ubuntu server generation 2. If you want to select any other, so you can click on this my images. You will get the list of different parts. There you can just go to click. You will get all the list of different virtual machines are available in the marketplace on Azure. So here you have all this. A full list is available. Windows 10 server and CentOS, Debian, all different we have available. Some are free as access, some are on trial basis, and some are paid. So that you need to check before using any, else it will create your billing part also. That's right. So let's go again. Think. Yeah. Okay, so let's create a new one. Given the name virtual machine, so we will go with Azure networking as the topic we are covering today. VM, then this thing by default I'm taking, nothing we are changing. By default the configuration is to CPU, 8 GB RAM, and then we are connecting with the SSH public key simply. So we'll create a new key simply. You can see here it is running on 22 port number that we will connect with the Azure Bayesian. So let's go to disk. To storage, you want to go with the SSD storage or hard drive storage also available. So according to your subscription you can take it selection base, or you go with the next by default. Now here we all the part of networking comes, like there you can see. So there we have Azure Networking VNet that is coming as a by default. Apart from that, these are some different network project that I have working that is showing. Or else we will create a new virtual network here only. So there you can see we got the name Azure Networking. So this is taking as a suggestion as per the resource group by default, and this is the address range it is taking as a by default. If you want to change that, we can change this, or else go with the by default, and this is also by default. Okay, I'm just going with the by default so that we didn't get any kind of error. But before, if you go with the customization, so we need to check out like any other options are available or not. Public IP to connect it, NIC is the basic one we are using. Advanced required some subscriptions that we need to go. So we go with the by default, and a load balancer is available, but this thing we are not using right now. This is when we are using, if we are connecting two virtual machines as a server, that we need required. Application gateway is required when we are connecting some container based services, or launching any applications on through cloud platform, like web application based or mobile based also. So that part when we need to create with the load balancing, it is also part of networking to handle the traffic, that thing. Else we just go with the by default. In the management, there also we don't have to do, it is for the monitoring part, and that thing simply we go with the by default. Anything we need to change or some custom data, so this is the area where we are creating some script base, or some any uh, thing we need to customize in the setting before launch the virtual machine. So that thing as a beginner level we don't have required, but in the customization environment we do. Let's go to tag. If you need to just tag to remember, else we go with the review and create part. Okay, so it will not take 2 minute max to max to check out it, like how it connecting. It will shows the billing part also here. That depends on the configuration part and the resource. So I have the corporate access. That's why it is showing the number. This much money is required hourly charges. If you are using the free credit account, so there will be a no charge will be taken, but you need to check out like which virtual machine you have selected to launch. That you can check out it in the marketplace. Okay, so everything is done. Verification validation is passed. Now we can just click on the create button. Simple. So this is how it's very easy to create a virtual machine, but we need to understand how this whole environment is creating in the background part. I will download the private key to our local system. Then we will use that particular key to connect. So this is the .pem file will be downloaded uh, through which we are connecting. So it's a private key through which it will be verified, and then only the communication access we will get it. Okay, so that's how the security and networking is important at simultaneously in the cloud platform. So that's how this thing work. Okay, there you can go to deployment process. It's take max to max 1 minute, I think. Let's see. So in the background, you can see what are the different resources we are connected as a by default. The first is the virtual network, because whenever we create any resource in the background, it will just create like it will in which virtual network we are setting. So we have created our new first thing. Second thing, we have got the network security group. It's simply you can say the firewall, which is protecting the virtual machine from the outer connectivity process. So whenever we are to connect, we need to add some rules here. That will be the part of Azure firewall part, and the virtual machine IP. Simply, it is a cloud platform. That's what is giving the cloud. That is we call as virtual IP. So let's go to the resource, and here you can see. So the machine is created, and there if you click on this part networking, you will get all the information regarding the networking process. Okay, so there you can click, and here you will get all the information. So we have created the Azure networking as a network interface, which is also called as virtual NIC. Okay, and this is the public IP through which we are communicating, and this is a private IP of cloud platform. Okay, and here you can see all the network security group, that is we also call the part of Azure firewall. So here you can see SSH is allowed to communicate, and these are the different ports to intercommunication, load balancer, anything else we are. So here we have deny all different part. Okay, so this is for the inbound rules, specific port numbers, and even the outbound rules here. Application, if we are hosting some application, then we are using. And same case comes when we are connecting two machines to load the balance part. So that's how the easy features given in the Azure portal. Now go to the overview. So there you can see it is running. You can just click on the SSH, or you can just click on the Bayesian to connect. So this is also part of networking. So that one feature is also available here, that you can use it. Yeah. It's loaded or not. Let's see. Yeah, it is opening. Okay, so there you can see. So you can just option is available that we need to go with the specific hourly charges when we are creating Azure by default. So it will take one virtual network to create, and then we can communicate. Okay, so that's how it will showcase, so that we can connect with the Bayesian. Or else if you don't have to pay any extra money, then you can go with the option SSH. to communicate, because we already downloaded that PAM file, so through which we can connect with the machine remotely to our system. And if it is a Windows based operating system, so you can directly connect with the RTP, which is very easy to connect as compared to Linux operating system. So this kind of different platforms we have depending on the compatibility and that thing. So there I think it will take a little time. Let's go to back. There we also have the SSH. So these are the three different network communication through which you can connect and provide. Okay, so here you can see this is a simple. We need to just copy this command, and then you can just go to folder, and there you can just type here cmd, enter it. So you will get this particular part. You can just see the command, and here you just have to remove this, and you have to type the that file that we have done. Okay, that thing. This is the part. So that's how we can connect SSH, and we have to confirm first time. It is important, and then we are connecting with the virtual machine. Sometimes it will take time, depending on the operating system which we are loading. Here you can see we got the access. If you type here who am I, you'll get this thing. And if you type here IP ADDR, so you can get the environment of the network. So there you can see this is the internal virtual private network which is connected. So this is the IP you have got. That is the private IP. Okay, not the public IP you will get from here, because it is running in the virtual network environment, and which we are connecting. This is a public cloud. There you can see if you go to the overview, there you can see. So this is the public cloud. Okay, and here you can see this is a private. So that is the communication you will get it where it is gone. Let's go to the properties there. So there you will get in a private IP 10 dot series, that is a class A private range IP we are getting. Okay, here you can see. And when we are connecting with the SSH EOC, we are using this particular port. I will, if I showcase you here above, I think there you can see 20 this thing. So this is the public IP, because I am not in the cloud environment. So when we are connecting, that particular communication is required, and this is the dot pam to authenticate that communication, that I am the legitimate person who has the access of this machine, so I can access this. Now we have lots of different commands and communication we can use to check the environment and different things. So this is what the architecture it is shown here. That is how we can connect. Application gateway we also can connect when we are hosting any website or mobile application. So that's how Azure networking will work. Okay, so that's a very small demo for the advanced persons who are going with this webinar. They already know this thing, but for the beginners who are first time learning the communication part and the networking, very important in terms of cloud. So this is how things is work. Okay, and the protocol which we are used to communicate, so that is SSH running on 22 port. Okay, so I have added some study resources and a cookbook of Azure that is officially provided by the Microsoft. So you can just click on the download link, you will get a free this book. So if you want to learn more in depth that thing, you can go through and check out it. And other resources also I have added regarding Azure networking services and how to configure and what are the configuration steps are available for the beginner perspective, and even for the advanced level resources. So yeah, thanks for the part for everybody. Yeah, you can join to our community. I have given the Discord link, and if you want to connect with me, you can go through. So thank you all everybody. If anybody have any question or queries there, do let me know. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, sir. So I have one thing, like please do share the link of the PDF so that I can share it with the attendees, so
Definitely,
they can, yeah, so they can get access to all these resources and everything.
definitely, sure.
So, guys, if anyone has any doubts or queries regarding the demo, because Sir has shown the incredible demo to you all. So, that was the entire demo that beginners should learn and how to use it. So, you can just go through it, rewatch the video again if you are stuck in somewhere, in case you are just not getting the right, if you don't have the Azure Pass or something like that, you can just participate in any of our initiatives, or you can just get the Azure passes using multiple things like GitHub Student Developer Packs, and using because Microsoft also gives the student passes to the students for 12-month free pass, I guess. So yeah, you can use that one also. So it is totally up to you. In case you have any doubt in future regarding the networking, I'm just sharing the LinkedIn profile of Mukesh sir, so that you can just get connected with him over LinkedIn. So yeah. So here is the LinkedIn profile of Mukesh sir. You can just get connected with him. He has been doing incredible work in the field of networking. Yeah. So you can just get connected with him. And yeah, that's it for the session. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining in, and thank you especially Mukesh sir for coming in and telling your insights about the Azure networking. And I'm just waiting for sir the if you can share the
Yeah,
presentation link.
definitely. I will provide to you so that you can go through it. If anybody have this streaming, I think. Yeah. Let me share right now. Okay. So I'm sharing the on the comment box. Anybody? Okay. You can share from your side. Check out it. Any question or queries there, you can ping me. Yeah. Yeah, I have shared. Yeah. You can check it. Think. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.